Sandra, make a dice roll. Or let's see, we're gonna go with perception because you're just looking at it casually.
Also, Kathy's gonna follow Sandra because he's the one he likes the most out of everyone so far.
Okay.
He's not really looking to like see how it works or anything. He's just like trying to like just stare at it.
Yeah, I mean, with an 8, you don't really see anything much more than you can tell that there are some recognizable planets and stars that are pretty much commonly known by even children. Nothing more than that. And I always get the name wrong. It's Cathritis, right? Is this you? Is that you standing here, Cathritis?
That's
yeah, you can make a perception roll as well.
Okay. Oh god, I forgot how to work. Roll 20. There we go. Perception.
Okay, 12. You're taking a look at this, and you recognize where you are in the solar system, and you recognize that this is actually moving very, very slowly, so slowly that it's almost hard to see with the naked eye. And you see that it's an actual representation of the time and year and date that you are in right now. And you judge that by the way this is moving, that you're about a day or two away from a full moon. Not that that has much meaning to your character, but to the party that has some significance.
So which one are we supposed to be?
This you look here. He's gonna point up to where they're located in the solar system. About right here, give or take. I'm not sure where exactly, because this is just a single building and entire world. And give it. He's gonna count on his fingers, then realize there's only 2. He's gonna come back. 2 more days be full. If you're into that sightseeing business.
What is the relevance for that, Steve? Because it's been like I
No,
missed
yeah,
a good chunk of the
no, I don't blame you, and I don't even.
gone.
I'm not even sure if you were there for this in real life. And
like when I came back, it went from oh hey we're getting Ev's inheritance to we have to kill the king.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember if your character was even there for this too. Like it is a lot for me to keep up with as well. But there's several party members. Am I not transmitting? I forgot about push to talk. Let me put it on voice activity. One sec.
Steve.
Alright, yeah, no. So I was saying I don't even remember if your character was there for that too. I know several party members were there when they discovered that these people that are taking control of the city behind the scenes are worshippers of Malar, and they're planning a high hunt on the next full moon. A massive high hunt.
Yeah, he was there for that. I remember that.
Oh yeah, okay. Because then I made a joke about Full Metal Alchemist and the whole like sacrificing a city.
Wait, were you?
Okay.
I think you were.
So we
Yeah,
got,
yeah.
that's not a lot of time.
Not a lot of time for what?
I forget that we just found you. I thought I always think that you've been with us for the whole time.
That fucking pause got me.
He just like looks over, like puts a hand like on his chin, just like
You're new here, aren't you?
Basically, the general the feel of what's going on here, as far as I've been told, is that our wealthy trust fund child over there, we were following them, had some adventures and such, and then once we received their trust fund, there was some kind of issue with like a creature from another place, probably one of these planets. He just points to like the one that's like the most evil looking, if there is such a thing. It's like probably something in there. I don't really know how plane or whatever works, but on the next full moon, some terrible things are going to happen to a lot of people. So I've been told.
I guess probably he's gonna scratch the side of his head. I don't know about reporting it, do they?
What?
Why were so many royal guards there with you?
Dragon?
He's not that's enough for him. He's just like shrugging his shoulders.
Got his
Don't-
answer.
Reporting it to the guards is a good idea with what I've been told. That doesn't go
Anyways.
against my nature.
You want to go make sure
Everyone's alive,
Redwood
yes.
isn't doing anything of ill contempt?
The big boy's gonna fall behind the small boy.
Y'all got yourself sorted out in here? Taking a breather, taking a lap, whatever you need to do.
I'm curled up in a fetal position, rocking and shivering in severe pain.
All right,
Did you not get healed?
Lorian.
No.
No, Laura, take a heal.
Oh yeah, because our
Uh,
healer isn't here.
what'd you take? Oh, the mimic.
Yeah, they're gonna kick Lorian's ass.
Yeah.
Because Reslin fucking
Drugs are hella
roofied her. Tried to date rape her. And she,
Can I ask the homunculus, or like one of the homunculus walking around for a healing potion, just see what they do? Like,
Sure, you can
one.
ask. Sure.
Hey, little fellow over there underneath the chair. You got any healing supplies or anything like that?
He nods and scrambles off into the distance.
All right,
Kind of waddles out.
we'll get you fixed up. According to our newfound compatriot of the guard of the city, whatever you'd like to call him, we have 2 days to do what we need to do, whatever that is. I am less inclined to the magical inclinations than you are.
Yeah, they got 2 days and a full moon. I didn't think that was anything special. I just mentioned it because I like stargazing.
and when the
Could
moon
trick you
is
to some
full,
astrology bench.
the followers of Malar will pour forth into the city and prey upon the people that they have trapped here.
Yeah, that was
Uh,
the gist of what I was trying.
They're going to slaughter the city.
There's a
tribute.
servant. It's you speak of servants, I guess.
So
They've
what is
taken
our-
over the royal guard and they've hired a shapeshifter to impersonate the king. The king is dead.
What would Cathreftes know as his background as a guard about the royal guard and king in general?
He would know that if they're at least trained to act appropriate, stand in formation, it would be very hard to discern them from actual royal guards. I mean, you've been a resident of this city. I think it was for a couple months now, according to your backstory. I think.
Yeah.
So with just a couple months, you would probably only be able to identify how they move and what they wear, but you don't know how long they've necessarily been gaining control of the city. So. You know that they do have like lots of like halberds and long-range weapons as well, not just close-range melee weapons. So that's all you can discern.
What numbered room are we in, Steve?
Good question. Let me pull up the map here.
I'm looking at the map, because I'm trying to we're trying to get to the
boss
inner
room,
sanctum,
obviously.
right?
Yeah, I'm trying to find. There's so many handouts. I'm
The
trying. Here we
hidden
go.
sanctum. I
Found
think.
it.
We are
Okay.
in.
You would be in room 17.
Okay, that's what I thought.
The Fae. This section is about the Fae.
Yes. Okay. Do we have a map? We actually have a map, don't we?
Do we
Well,
have a
this
complete
is the map.
Yeah,
This
I
is the
have it
map.
open. If you go to your journal.
No,
map
I
of
know.
your
I
library,
see.
We have this.
Cathreftes is going to go over to where 17 and 18 seemingly connect and give that wall a knock or two.
Sure.
Yeah.
Make an investigation roll.
All right. Investigation.
I haven't slept yet, Steve.
Oh. Well, it's not going to be a long session. I plan for this one to be much shorter than the usual session, so you may be able to get your rest soon. You discern there to be nothing but a solid stone wall, and it's a very fine masonry. You don't see any cracks or crumbling away of the grout or anything like that.
Is there any like wording written on the back of the map that we have?
You can certainly turn it over and investigate that.
Yeah. Is that
Make an
investigation?
make an investigation. Yeah. You see nothing on the back of the map aside from just a few little stains here and there, but nothing that indicates language of any kind.
So, all right. So we know there's some kind of entrance into a room here.
That's...
What are we missing?
No, we have
You-
to go the other way around through the what is it? Guardian? What's it?
Worst comes
But-
to worst, you can take a sledgehammer to it.
Sandra's just
Right.
like pointing
Point
at
to
the map.
wall.
Sandra's pointing at
We-
you're pointing at the wall. It's like, but the walls connect right here. So like, there's got to be something here, right?
Take a sledgehammer?
We
That
have
thing-
to go up 21 into 22, and then go down that hall up to the top. instead, I
Kathy's
think.
gonna look for that homunculus that scurried off quite a bit ago.
Very well.
Also,
Make
are we keeping
a
short rest here? Sorry.
short rest is definitely possible here. So
Well, I'll
Kathritis
just say-
first make a perception roll.
This thing comes up behind me, Steve. I'm gonna scream.
That's an excellent perception roll. You have no idea where this little fella went, and based on seeing what these little homunculi are like, it seems like they're kind of bumbling, and maybe there's a chance he just didn't return. They seem to have been stumbling over their oversized mops, and aside from providing you all with some smoking tobacco and things like that, they've been kind of bumbling and unpredictable, and seem to nod at you all a lot, even when you're not, directing your speech toward them. And then, before we discuss arrest, I would like Lorian to make a constitution roll. And while she does that, you see Yolai, the diplomat, sitting back in his chair with his hand on his head, and he says, I seem to have gotten a headache from whatever it was that was ailing me. Forgive me if I take some time to rest here. That's my best Flowers voice. Sorry. No. Yeah, saving throw is fine. You have a bit of a headache there, Lorian, but that's about it. Otherwise, you are back to your senses.
So, when we were looking at that giant orb, is there a way we could tell what time it was?
You mean like this astrological thing over here?
Yes, where we saw the solar system.
The size of the planets and the stars are too
Sorry.
small to be as precise as to tell time. Even telling the exact day is a little rough because the models are so small, but you have a rough estimation of the day.
We
It's
aren't
as fine as it goes.
in a rush. I don't think. Oh, we don't have time. We need to take a rest either way. You're gonna have to crunch time with it. It's not much of a choice.
All right.
I don't
So I'd
know
say we
if I'm
take.
hurt. Okay, I was just seeing if I was injured or not.
I say we take a good little sit down. We regain our bearings, and then we head on out. That sound all right to everybody?
Kathy's gonna give a nod.
Lorian just curls up under a chair.
Yeah, that works. Everyone can take a rest.
I feel like I took damage, but my health is normal, and I don't know if I fucked something up or not.
No,
can't
me and you
remember.
didn't take damage.
Okay.
I know we didn't. I know Lorian's the one that got fucking 8.5 over here,
Sure.
but we're alright.
I mean, hey, Lauren can use the short rest to spend hit dice to get health back.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's why I assume we should take a rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many
Um,
hit dice can I spend? Like half of them?
As many as you want, but
Yeah.
you only get half back on a long rest, unless Steve does something different.
No, that's fine. I'm good with vanilla on that.
Just because, well, just for flavor, Kathy's gonna take one of these tables, like right about here, and move it to the middle of the chairs and set up his dragon chess set. And if anyone would like to play chess, they can. He'll offer to play someone.
Goddamn right I do.
Alright, so Kathy and Sandra will play first. This is a little flavor thing I wanted to do.
A little flavor. Flavor
Are you
flav.
proficient?
Yep. Kathy is.
Alright, I'm proficient in painter supplies. Is that close enough to chess?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
No, but yeah, that's just something we can do. not gonna worry about like doing anything else with it.
All right. So once you guys fulfill all your stat points and health regains, did you guys all do that? Yeah, I'll give you a moment to do that.
I'm good.
Get my key points back, homie.
Yo.
Yo.
Ready to thwack.
Dissa, I think you might have lost some hit points. Did you lose any hit points on Resolin?
I can't remember.
Okay, I'll have a look at your thingy.
Check my sheet.
I don't think so. No.
Man,
Probably took
Arcus is
points
looking
to her
kinda rough.
ego. Probably took points to her ego and Kathy threw to the fucking ground.
some
She
hit to her
has.
reputation.
Oh yeah, she has 21 hit points out of 33. But that could have been from some like other adventuring too between now and then. So remind me, guys, with a sorceress, she will get how many hit points back?
It would be a D6 plus or con for every hit die she spends.
Oh, so Dissa, roll a 1d6, please, with the roll 20 command.
Oh, 1d6.
Or if you have the sheet open, just click the hit dice, like word below, like this. You can just do that and it'll roll it for you.
Oh, nice.
I don't. Oh, okay.
So and you can use up to 6 of those per day.
Yeah. So I don't know how much you want to use, Dissa, but like maybe 2 of them might get you closer to your maximum. I'm not sure. Okay, so you did 2.
Damn, look at
You
those
did
lucky
2.
ass rolls.
I'm at my
So
max.
you're back to max. So if you want to fill that in yourself, there you go. If not, if there's some reason you can't control your sheet, there you go. You got it. Awesome. Yeah. So you are all well rested. You notice that Yolai is no longer there. Is this Yolai's character? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna remove that for now. I'm just gonna put it over here for now. Yeah. Go ahead, Lorian.
Yeah, Dissa,
Yeah.
Resolin's got bitch written across the front of her shirt for the next hour.
No.
So is that done with magic or
It
how is that
hurts?
done?
It hurts.
It's done
Wear
with
off.
prestidigitation.
Make a color a small marker
Stuff wore
symbol
off.
appear on an object or surface for an hour. Yeah.
Your love potion wore off.
Oh yeah.
it's
Yeah.
fine.
No, I was supposed to fuck her before it did.
Started your evil date rape plan to Kathy, evil bitch.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, what are we rolling for this chess game?
Um,
Right
Steve.
fucking pink too.
Well, I will say before we move on to the next thing, Dissa, you would know in character as Resolin, as a sorceress, that you also have prestidigitation, which would allow you to remove that from yourself should you choose to. But this could turn into an endless battle of prestidigitation.
We
I
can
mean,
both
hey, I
cast
can make that 2 on 1 right now, so I like those odds.
Let's do it. Let's battle.
It's a cantrip which allows you to do it as many times as you like. Like there's no end to how many times. So
All 3 of us would just
prestidigitation, it lets you do like little things like you can clean your clothes, create little magical effects like puffs of smoke and little things of light, but nothing to the point where it's like gonna hurt or like dazzle anybody. So yeah, if you choose to remove those words, you can with prestidigitation. It's up to you. Resolin,
What? Sorry, I got distracted.
are you going to
Do
use
you remove the
prestidigitation
words?
to remove the words?
Fuck it, yeah.
All right. With a wave of your hand and with ease, it is removed. And you were gonna say something, Chris. What were you gonna say?
Me and Ricky are rolling for Dragon Chess. Would mine be intelligence and his intelligence with disadvantage for not being proficient? I think that's how that works.
You just don't. I'm just don't have proficiency. Is what.
Oh,
It would be.
okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, that works.
All right. Here it comes, boy.
I'll let you roll first. You would click Dragon Chess and then, so add your proficiency on that if you're
So
proficient as well.
13.
Ulrich, make a perception roll, please.
Me? Oh, no.
Oh, no, Ulrich, that's Rad's character.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
I
So,
don't know why I rolled twice.
you notice that sort of as you wake up, you slept in one of those nice chairs. You notice that kind of like as you moved a little bit and rustled, something fell off your lap into the side of the chair there, and you pick it up. It's a small piece of paper, and I'm going to reveal that to you now.
Ricky, how do you do that?
There's a small note, and it says, in common, with handwritten. It says, "I had to leave here to check on my ship crew. If you need passage to Venzia once the lockdown is lifted, meet me at the ship called the Wakeful, Yolai."
Okay.
And that's now in your possession there, Alric.
Multiple ways out. Good.
And also, Lorian, you remember, I'm sure most of you do, without even rolling anything, that when you were near the dock district, if it was called the shipyard, you saw a lot of different ships. A lot of them were just people that were kind of pissed off that they were in lockdown, like a lot of fishermen who just couldn't bring in their income. But you saw some more majestic ships as well that could have very well been Yolai's the Wakeful, his chartered ship from Venzia. It's a little more ornate, a little bigger, and some other bigger ships that could have been, cargo ships. So there's a lot of ships for sure that are docked here during the lockdown. But for now, you just know of the Excelsior, I think that's what it's called, the one that was originally flying on, and then this ship here, the Wakeful, that Yolai came here to do diplomatic business with. And you do know that Venzia is to the southeast, and it is the capital of the entire plane, the entire region here, the realm. Yeah. So what do you guys want to do next?
I think we're good to head out.
All right.
Unless our warlock would like to do something.
No, I don't have anything I can do. I don't have anything.
I have my headset on. I'm just gonna be doing quickly things IRL, but I'll keep listening.
Yeah. I'll move
So
you
it's my
along
turn,
with
just
the
like
group.
shout my name. Yeah. I'll
Sure.
be here. Like I'm still here. I'm just muting.
But
Yeah.
Like I can still hear you.
Yeah, I get you.
We just played a whole game of chess in the chat, Chris.
2-1, by the way.
He won. Because Sandra doesn't know how to fucking play.
So that means Cathertees just earned himself a inspiration.
rematch.
All right. So Lorian, are you the one who has the map of the city right now? Who has the map of the city? I mean, not city, the library.
I do. Yeah,
All right.
I think
So right now you're kind of looking over it
Yeah,
and deciding where to go next.
Our boy Ulrich had a question for you.
Sure.
How much does paint cost?
Paint. Paint costs like maybe like one gold piece a can, I guess. A small little wooden barrel.
Small little wood thing.
Reslin, make a perception roll, please.
What do you need?
Oh, she's
Yeah,
not here.
I can.
So are you here? Okay,
Yeah,
you
dude,
are
I
here.
said I am. Oh, puppy, hold on. I just gotta carry my puppy. Okay, sorry.
Brad, what do you need paint for?
Perception, you said?
Perception.
But I forgot to go buy it. So.
Sandra knows how to paint. If you wanna help.
Look, it's not like
Perception.
painting.
Did I
Okay.
do it wrong?
I think you did it with advantage.
I didn't mean to do that.
It's okay.
How do I not
Let me,
do that?
let me have a look at your character sheet.
I got it.
You will go to the
got
little
it.
cogwheel.
I got it.
I
Our
don't
boy Steve's got you
understand.
covered.
Oh, okay, thank you.
It's a 4. You don't notice anything unusual.
You don't see it coming.
Yeah.
Gav is going to pack up his chessboard, pieces, all that, and he's used to this type of thing as he's been a guard about since he reached the age to be able to do so. So he's gonna offer, if Lorian is too injured or weak to walk, he'll give her a piggyback ride.
She accepts the piggyback ride.
Now I got like 100 some odd extra pounds added to my weight.
Get 100 pounds of elf draped over your shoulders.
All right, that's just that's what I'm gonna do. So we're going to restoration, I think. 14.
Yeah. Well,
Well, we're
yeah.
gonna head to restoration, so we're gonna
Yeah.
go from 14 to 15.
I mean, we might as well check it out. Oh, we're here, hopefully.
Going.
I think we've already checked out all the other rooms. Well, like
restoration
when you
would be
have to-
would be 16.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna go
Um,
from 14, 15, and 16.
Okay. So you're going into 14 first, then.
Yes.
All right. One moment.
You have the entire library mapped out, haven't you, Steve?
Little bit, little bit, little bit.
As quickly just dragging in a fucking like map asset.
Little bit. Shit.
He pulls in the adventure friends in.
But no, lately I've come to
Bye.
understand why Steve doesn't do the grids as much, because it's fucking hard to get the grids to line up.
Yeah.
So what we have here, are it's gonna be 14 is gonna be like here, 15 is here, and 16 is here.
You treat us right.
But like
Where's
it's a little
21?
disoriented from the map. So like this would be like the right side, middle, and left side. Yeah, a little bit of that.
Okay.
So we gotta go.
So we're starting up here.
Yeah. I just kind of dragged you guys in, so.
Books.
Does anything stand out to me in this room?
Make a perception roll. That is
I
like
did it in.
we're gonna
I did
roleplay that. That's your baby basilisk. That's your baby basilisk right there. Your pet is roleplaying as the baby basilisk.
Oh, I rolled investigation. Do you need me to do perception instead?
Yeah, I was going for a perception on this one, so.
Oh, okay.
Can I assist?
No.
Give her advantage. I can't give her advantage.
Cause that's just sort of like kind of rando.
Doggy piling.
She got 25 the first time.
Yeah, you find mostly what you see here are just plenty of books about mostly the history of divination, a few notable prophets, and you also find, let me see here. God, I have so many notes. I'm trying to find all my notes. You also find, fuck, did I write that? You find a book of prophecies that you find to be particularly interesting, just based on the binding and things. It has like kind of a gold trim. It's kind of neat.
All right, I'm gonna look through that really quickly and see if there's anything about Ganadar or Malvith.
Sure. Make an investigation roll on that.
Catharthis has a
Wish I could use
brief.
my last one.
Catharthis has a brief like incentive to kill the basilisk before it grows up, but he doesn't make an act on it yet.
No. Not my basilisk. What the fuck? He's gonna be friendly to us all.
I like how the puppy made a noise when he did. It's like.
It goes.
So how much time are you gonna spend with that 15 roll? Are you gonna spend like a minute? You're gonna spend a good 10-15 minutes and rescind a few of your, like skip a couple of your turns? Because it depends on how far you look.
Well, also it can work well because Kathy's carrying Lorian, so they can just read as we're walking around, so it won't take up too much time, I don't think.
Okay. So I'm gonna say that if you're spending a couple of your turns with that, your eyes will be mostly on the book, but you can still walk around unhindered. So yeah, I'll get back to you on that. I'm also low-key trying to like scroll through shit tons of notes and find what I wanted to give you as well. But yeah, very good. Next we're gonna go to who'd like to go next?
I can go. Okay, never mind.
So, real quick, I just wanted to. So, take my familiar. Can I give it like just something like a bottle or something, and then poof it out of existence? So take the object.
And then what are you doing with that? Sorry.
No, like when it poofs out of existence, does it take the object or does it just drop on the ground?
I'm sorry. Please repeat. Sorry, I was reading some notes.
Let me find Dun.
Basically, like when you can summon and desummon as an action.
Yeah. So I have this cat. It's the familiar, and I can, I think it's an action. I can like poof it in and out of like some different plane or whatever it is, like poof in and out of existence. If I give it an item and I snap it out of existence, does it still take the item with it, or does the item just fall on the ground?
It should fall on the ground as far as I know, because then you'd have basically a pocket dimension to hide things, which is not really how that spell would work at that level.
What's a shot?
It's a nice idea though, but no.
This wanted to do something, I think?
It's okay. Someone else can go.
Catharthis is curious about this green symbol on the ground. He's gonna crouch and look at it.
That one. Okay, yeah. You see that is kind of it's a chalk drawing, and you know that even without rolling, that some magic users have to use material components when they cast their spells, and you recognize this as something that some people use with certain divination spells and certain divination rituals, such as I think it's seeing bones. I forget what it's called. There's a spell that allows you that some clerics and wizards
augury,
can
I think is what it is.
augury, and you see that this is sort of like something that is used in the augury spell.
That's all I wanted to do.
Yeah. Reslin, would you like to do anything?
Where is Reslin?
Where am I?
Yeah, you
Oh,
gotta check it.
there I am.
There you are. You're over there in the center.
Well, everyone's headed up. I'm gonna go down here.
Okay.
Down to the thing. And I guess just look at what's in here.
Okay.
Actually,
So.
yeah.
Let me see. What was the section that you were passing through? That was the unrefined. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a little bit inaccurate to the map. So this area here, although it looks pretty on the map, is a little bit rougher. It's almost like there's some kind of rough wood kind of plastered over some rougher rock walls. And then when Reslin gets to this section, she was expecting this to be the restoration section where there's restoration magic. But she realizes on the map it meant the restoration of some of the older texts and books. And you see all kinds of like glues and paper and binding materials. You see homunculi working everywhere here to restore some of the books and even rescribe some of the writings. So this is a section of repairing damaged books and preserving them.
Can I do like? Oh.
No, that's fine. Go ahead. I'm just gonna do something for comedic value. So go ahead.
Can I do an investigation roll to like look around or no?
Yeah, sure. Well, if it's investigation, I usually request specifically what you're looking for, as opposed to perception, which is more of a general just looking around.
Oh, my perception then. Perception. Sorry, my bad.
Okay. Yeah.
Why is that one's not my? Where am I looking
Time for the
perception?
0.
0. This is not as bad as the one time I got a -2.
My perception is like that weird one. No, wait, no, it's not. Where the fuck is it? This one?
Alphabetical order.
Peas.
Oh, that's good.
English is hard.
16. Okay. You see all of these little homunculi. They're naked, and they, although many are known to have wings, these really have just shriveled wings that are so weak that they can't even lift off the ground. And you see them kind of toiling away with their pasty skin kind of hanging off their saggy, chunky bodies. But you see one of them have a moment of clarity in its eyes. And as it does, it sort of takes a look at you and gives you a friendly wave. And it continues to look at you as its hands work on the books. And then after a few moments turns back to its books. And you thought that was a little unusual for the homunculi. And you're not really sure what that moment of clarity in its eyes were.
Will it run if I go near it?
As you approach it, it continues to work and looks up at you again for a few moments.
Can I check what it's looking at or working on?
Sure, yeah. It's just working on a book about the language of primordial.
Okay.
And it seems to have taken some water damage, and he's replacing some of the binding. The binding has rotted away, but the pages seem fairly intact. But the text is pretty mundane. It's really just a translation of primordial.
Okay. Well, there's nothing else to look at in this case?
No, nothing else that's really that stands out to you.
Okay,
Ulrich,
well-
what would you like to do at this point?
He'll be right back.
Oh, that's right. Resla, did you want to stay in this room for now, or head back toward the others and let them know that it was the different kind of restoration, not the restoration they were hoping for?
Yeah, there's nothing on the table or anything, I assume. So yeah, I'll go back.
You see nothing of value or nothing that really stands out of the ordinary in this room.
Then yeah, I'll head on back.
Okay.
Cat's just gonna check out this mirror right here.
Sandra's gonna do a quick run through of the building, like this area, make sure it's safe as well. Like make sure there's nothing obviously dangerous, like a giant book with teeth or an undead dragon skeleton.
Any
Understandable.
more weird purple potions with hearts in them?
Which mirror was that now? The one right over...
The one right to the left of me, right here.
Got
Off
it.
the wall.
Okay, make a perception roll on that.
Fucking wisdom saving throw.
Mirror on the wall, who's the baddest bitch of
Ooh,
all?
a 20. As you approach the mirror, it's as if the reflection becomes cloudy and then clear again, yet you don't see your own reflection. You actually see the library from the outside. It's as if you're just looking down upon it, and as if it's a small model of itself. And you're kind of impressed by that. You notice that this place has a lot of strange oddities in it. It's almost like it's a museum more than a library. It has ancient texts, but lots of strange things kind of laying about. None of the other things in the room really stand out too much. Like, for example, next to Ulrich here, there's a glass chamber with just a bronze bust of a man you don't recognize, and there's lots of little trinkets and candles sort of laying around.
Kathy wants to put his two of his fingertips on the painting, the mirror. Oops.
His fingertips touch the mirror as if it were a regular mirror. You feel cold, smooth glass to its touch.
Alright, that's enough for that voodoo shit for him. He's gonna walk away. He's gonna be making his way towards the middle room again, but I think Ricky's doing a run through.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just making sure there's nothing. I don't know how to get to these rooms over here. However you do that.
Isn't that a door in between right here?
Yeah, there's a door in the center.
All right.
And,
going this way.
Alright, so back there you see the remains of a young dragon, much like the stature of the one that you've slain. You're not really sure, based on your knowledge of dragons, what species of dragon it was, what color dragon as it's called. And you recognize that its skull might be of a different shape than a red dragon. It's a different kind. And there's a date. There's a small plaque on it that indicates it's extremely old. It's not of a recent finding or anything. You see a few scrolls laying around here. They appear non-magical.
All right. But no obvious danger.
No obvious danger.
Okay. That's all I was looking for.
Anything,
Clear.
anything worth checking out in there? Or is this?
There is a dragon skeleton, and I believe, like, out of character, this door leads to where we need to go, right? Or which
yes.
door?
We'll say that just leads, toward back the way where you have to go.
There's the way out. Not the way out. The way deeper in. There's some kind of skeleton, some wizardy type stuff, but nothing like with teeth or claws. Nothing alive, anyways.
With the little elf on his back, he's gonna make his way over towards here, and this is gonna be what catches attention.
Yes, this
That
is
giant.
so. This is sort of like basically it's you recognize it as similar to the same thing you saw in the Fey section, except it's more of like what one would call the Savages version of it. It's sort of like an old world version of it, maybe of what the orcs and some of the ogres would have thought the world to have been. Much like in real life when you see sort of older and unmapped type of things where like the new world didn't exist. So it's kind of like an older world version of cosmology or astronomy.
That's fucking cool. You might find this one easier to understand.
What's that supposed to mean?
Catherine's gonna look over at Sandra, and you never struck me as one young stroller.
I'm not on this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it, this being old world, does it have orcish or giant writing on it, or is it just that kind of style?
The words are in Orcish, and there is some of more of the ancient giant language, but it only is sort of their words for the planets. For example, this planet that you're on is actually called Toril. Like, it would be equivalent to what our Earth is. Toril is sort of the vanilla Forgotten Realms name for this planet.
All right, just says some basic stuff, not really anything special.
I think we're about ready to head to the next room. Kathy is gonna go back and grab the date rape girl and Ulrich and tell them that we're ready to move out. There was something else about the. Well, there was something I wanted to ask that has completely left my mind. That sucks. What the fuck? Oh, I like how we basically both just said that Sandra wasn't a smart man. Very nicely and walked away.
Lorien, after perusing through the book and seeing many, many prophecies, much like Nostradamus' prophecies that are very generalized, you come across something that stands out to you as a bit unusual. The script seems to be written by a different hand, and it appears to have a riddle instead of a prophecy.
A riddle. Interesting.
It's a riddle.
And it is written in Common, with an Elvish translation beneath it as well. It says, "Who are the 4 siblings born with the world? The first runs without ever tiring. The second eats and is never full. The third drinks and is never quenched. The fourth sings eternally." Nitro, stop Googling.
I'm not Googling. I know what it is. I
know.
That was so fucking basic,
4
Steve.
elements,
I figured it out. Yeah.
So, sorry, what's the answer?
It's the
read.
four-
I'll let it do.
The one
Well,
that runs.
technically Lorien is reading it, so she
Yeah.
gets to.
The one that runs is water. The one that eats is fire. What's the second? What's the third and the fourth sentences?
The third drinks and is never quenched. The fourth sings eternally.
Earth and air.
We'll say that your Elven translation of air goes with wind. And before you, the ink on the page moves, and those words shift into yet another riddle. And you're intrigued by this. You're not sure what to make of it. It says,
I am so sleep deprived.
It says, "What does man love more than life? Fear more than death or mortal strife?" Nitro, stop typing. What the poor have that the rich require, and all contented men desire. What misers spend and spendthrifts save, and all men carry to the grave.
Nothing.
And as you utter the words are you saying it in Common or Elvish?
Common?
He's gonna turn around like, what? Guess someone just went nothing in his ear, basically.
You see the Elven symbol, which means the last, and then you see one riddle there, and it says, "I am light as paper, and I can be deep, short, or strong. I bring life, but none can hold me for long. What am I?"
So tired.
I'm gonna run you through the fucking gambit.
Can I give a recommendation, Ev?
We'll make a perception roll and see if you hear her reading to herself quietly.
Okay. All right.
Oh, Kathy probably hears it. They're on his back.
I'm like right next to her.
Yeah, we're all.
Sure. Go ahead.
Can you read what you're reading again?
Yeah, please read that again, Steve, because it
So
just poured out my ear.
she reads aloud in Common. She reads, "I am light as paper, and I can be deep, short, or strong. I bring life, but none can hold me for long. What am I?"
That sounds like the soul, maybe? I don't know.
Kath is just shrugging. Not much. He doesn't know anything about riddles.
Light as paper. And, deep and strong.
Can be deep, wide, or strong.
Deep, short, or strong.
Deep, short, or strong.
And something about life, some of the creation of life.
Brings life, and no one can hold it for long. Oh, why'd you do this to me today?
Is it sunlight?
Because you're a goddamn wizard, that's why.
Yeah, but I haven't slept in 24 hours.
You can make an intelligence roll. You don't have to do this all IRL. For example, you can be role-playing a character that has 1 intelligence, and even if you know the answer in real life. Now, did you want to help her, Sandra, with an advantage there? Go ahead, roll, because technically you're there thinking with her.
Sandro, being a monk, speaks in metaphors very often. Very often.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up!
That man, shit.
So Ev, you can roll again, I think, right?
I think that's how that works. Something like that. Yeah,
well, you
she gets
get advantage, but she
gets advantage. Just roll one more time. Intelligence.
I guess 16.
With a 16 plus the fact that you're a wizard, I'm gonna read it one more time, and then she utters the answer. So it's, I am light as paper, and I can be deep, short, or strong. I bring life, but none can hold me for long. What am I? And Lorien utters the word breath, and the pages and the ink on that page then shapes itself into, don't worry, not another riddle, but into a prophecy most important to you. This book knows to conceal the prophecies that are most important to the holder you recognize. And let's see, I have it for you.
I hope it's not vague like prophecies often are.
God damn it.
They're vague so they can be construed as right no matter what happens. That's the whole
might
point.
or might not be.
So,
I don't know.
She reads this out loud, and it's written in Elvish, but she reads it in Common. Once he with silver hair rises from the ashes and serves the Ancient One, they shall bring forth an end to the ruling gods. It shall be on the day that the legend becomes history, a birth of a new god, a conception from unholy divine nurtured by whispers.
Oh, Jesus
on
Christ.
the day of his birth, and new bonds shall usher forth the downfall of faith and the rise of the arachnid. The day ash rains from the sky, the one who is neither man nor woman will lead a band of heroes to confront the unholy infant. They will usher forth a world of light and love, or succumb to the darkness and subservience. When father reunites with daughter, false gods hold no power. When the mark of the one becomes the mark of many, a challenge shall bring forth bloodshed of blue blood and the fall of a false god.
I just wanted to get laid.
So what's being told is that we're gonna win. That's what that means, right?
No,
We're
we
gonna try.
we could win, or we could lose, and everything would be fucked.
Oh, hello.
Yes.
I think you had a phone call and answer in Sandra's voice. Sorry, my cat spider monkey climbed on the back of my chair in the middle of that. What the fuck do you want? Okay. Well, not much left to do besides hope and strike.
I just.
I wish I could be plagued with basic desires like that. He's gonna open up the door to whatever's in front of him. I think that'll be 22. We'll check the map. Open the door up to 21.
I'm back. What happened?
We're going to 21.
A prophecy, and now we're going to 21.
And Lorien just wants to be fucked, but of course, nothing's that simple.
Yeah, Lorien just wanted to get laid, but instead, as a part of this prophecy, where like either we'll win or everything is fucked.
Yo, I noticed the turn order opened when I was gone.
Yeah, and probably also Lorian's gonna like end up bleeding a lot, but that's nothing new.
So, Lorian, you kind of step through the doors. Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm sorry. The last room you were in, you actually passed through that chamber, sorry. It was actually the homunculus quarters. A lot of them were sleeping in little cots, like on like triple, quadruple bunk beds. Some of them were just sort of like sweeping the floor. That's sort of where they live, in that antechamber between this chamber and that chamber. This is actually 22, I believe, the keeper room. And so all of you can see many books in here of all different kinds of topics. There's not really just one topic from what you can see on the bindings. And then before you even see that thing across the room, above you is a giant, I would say maybe 15, 20 feet across, kind of hanging from the ceiling is a dried out body of some kind. It's brownish and it's got kind of little like it's textured. It has like bumps all over it, and you see tentacles as well. It seems to be some kind of specimen hanging here, almost like something hanging in a museum as a spectacle. And Lorian,
My elf eyes see something fucky.
And Lorian, just being who you are, a wizard, and spending so much time studying the arcane, you know very well that this is the dried out body that's been taxidermied of a beholder, actually, hanging above you. And you can see that it's sort of there as a thing of study. You're there to sort of analyze it and see it. And then below that, all of you can see this kind of glowing chamber, and there's many more kind of pipes coming out of this than the image even shows. And you do see some glowing stones in some of this pipe work as well. You're not really sure what these glowing stones are, but they're kind of glowing a variety of colors, mostly like hues of blue and green and turquoise. And you do see a large brain kind of in there, just sort of sitting in there. And you're not really sure what to make of it.
Colored stones.
Is
Oh god,
this
is it
the
another
king?
puzzle? No,
Oh.
we're in the library right now.
Alright. Figured I'd ask. I had never seen him before.
I'm transporting him back toy.
The smart one. What? That. So point at whatever the shriveled up octopus thing as he thinks it is.
That's
Big
a
octopus.
taxidermied beholder.
Results know what that is.
Ulrich, you'll also be familiar with it as well. You and Lorian will be familiar with what the beholder is, yeah.
Those are the cave creature things, right? They like live in caves.
I mean, they can.
I don't know.
They
Often.
typically do.
This yes, Sandro is like
Kathy has
well,
probably never seen a beholder before. 'Cause I'm
He's
pretty
never
sure,
seen one either.
yeah, they're like other dimensional beings. And
Almost
Kathy's
never
the echo night,
one.
man.
So
That's.
do we just leave it, or is this something? What is?
I mean,
Well,
it
it's
pretty
well,
dead.
it's dead, but there's a brain in
think-
it.
I mean more the brain. Yeah. What do we do about that?
well,
Well, not with the brain.
let's go talk to it.
With
I-
Lorian on his back, Kathy's gonna start approaching the brain.
Sandra's going.
I'm throwing you first if shit goes wrong. You'll be the sacrifice.
Ew.
Me? Okay.
Yeah.
Is it
I'm
alive?
just gonna get right up to it. Fuck it.
So all of you hear words in your mind, but you're not really sure what the language is. I need all of you to make an intelligence roll.
Just straight intelligence.
Yes, intelligence roll.
Wait, do I
If it does help, I have deep speech.
do I have advantage because I can already do this kind of thing?
Sure.
Cool.
Wait, what kind of thing? Oh, you mean like reading in the mind, you mean?
No, telepathically speak stuff.
Yeah, you can use advantage on that. It won't necessarily give you information about the language, but you might be able to discern
Didn't
something
matter.
if... So, you know for a fact that it is using magic. It's not psionic, it's magic to speak in your mind. However, you cannot understand the language. Lorien, you do recognize the language, although you don't understand the words, and you do recognize it to be deep speech. And the deep speech is actually very similar to any time that Gonadar has also spoken your mind. You also know, Lorien, that you also know that beholders are from the far realm originally. They are of an alien intelligence, much like slimes, much like Gonadar himself. That doesn't necessarily mean they're connected in any way, but they just have a similar origin if you trace their lineage back enough. And Cathrates, you do, I'm butchering your name, but you do understand what this mind is saying to you. He says, "I am the keeper. How may I help you?"
Cathrates, as is being spoken to him, almost in a trance-like motion, will be repeating it in common.
Oh, that's helpful. Yes.
Nice. So everyone kind of understands that you're translating.
I don't think we should be in here. We need to.
Let's
just go on our way.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Tell the keeper we need to go to the ancient scrolls room past the inner sanctum.
They're looking for the room. Yeah, he's gonna pull. If he can't pull out the map, he'll point to firstly 19 and then 18, since it seems like this connects in 22. All in deep speech.
And he responds and says, "Of course I know where that is. I know where all things are within these walls, because I am now part of these walls. What you see above you is the remainder of my physical form. I am now here and part of every page in this library. But what makes you worthy to pass through the passage?"
Just like before, he's gonna repeat that as soon as it's being spoken to him. Because he feels like, out of anyone who'd know what makes him worthy, that'd be Lorien.
So much is called upon for the wizard this session, I guess.
I know, and it's like the.
To be fair, you're in the great library, so it's a very like knowledge-based, booky kind of arcane place with lots of oddities. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not at my best, guys. I really